Hi, welcome back to Jane's Stories of Life. It's that time of year, once again, when it's time to get ready for school. And of course, for many, kindergarten is the beginning of that formal educational process. As you see on my thumbnail, I started kindergarten in Cleveland. The year was 1947. 17 years later, I started my teaching career in kindergarten in Cleveland in the year 1964. The first 12 years of my teaching career, the 36 years that I taught, the first 12 were either kindergarten and a couple of years of pre-kindergarten that were offered in the public schools where I taught. So kindergarten has a very special place in my heart. I just wanted to share some things about those experiences. The kindergarten class that I was in, and I don't remember much about it. I know the teacher's name was Mrs. Heidelbaugh. Many people remember their kindergarten teachers fondly. As I recall, I don't remember anything special about her at all. I don't remember that she endeared herself to me at all. I remember two things about kindergarten, my kindergarten year. One, we had tadpoles, which eventually emerged into little frogs or whatever tadpoles do. You know, that's not my name. Science is not my thing. But anyway, I do remember the tadpoles. The other part of kindergarten that I remember, which is just ridiculous when you think about it, we had a placement test in the city of Cleveland that was used in kindergarten to determine which reading groups or your basic literary skills, whatever you want to call it, where you would be placed when you went to first grade, whether you were going to be a bluebird, a redbird, a yellowbird, whatever those little silly designations were for your reading groups. The test was given on the radio. And so you were scattered in the kindergarten classroom. You had your paper and your pencil, and you had to respond to whatever it was that was given on the radio, which was given across the city on the same day, because maybe not by the time I was teaching. They still used the Lee Clark readiness test, but I think by the time I taught, it was no longer administered on the radio. But when you think about it, how ridiculous was that? You know, I mean, who knew what hearing abilities different children had? How many 5-year-olds are attentive to radio directions? I mean, it was really ridiculous. But anyway, that was it for kindergarten as a child that I remember. My first grade teacher was wonderful. I'll never forget her. But kindergarten teacher, no. The picture that is on the thumbnail is just half of the picture. Back I don't know when it changed, even when I taught, kindergarten sessions were a half day only. You either went to kindergarten in the morning or you went in the afternoon. So as a kindergarten teacher, you had two groups of children each day, your morning class and your afternoon class. When I taught in Cleveland in inner city schools, you had to have 40 children in order to qualify to have a teacher aide or a teacher, now called paraprofessionals. So you hoped that your enrollment would stay high. I remember I had 45 children in the morning and a different 45 children in the afternoon. That was true. As I say, I don't remember when full-day kindergartens came into being. It was maybe in the late 80s or early 90s that full-day kindergartens came into being. Because even in Schenectady, we had the morning class and the afternoon class. So anyway, that was it for both my attending and my teaching. After 12, I was a kindergarten elementary major in college, which meant I had a few extra classes for early childhood. One of the things that you had to do at Ohio State as an elementary education major, you had to be able to play the piano, because kindergarten classes all had pianos. We played little tunes, we did our own music, and at Ohio State you had to be able to play harpsichord, and you had to be able to play simple tunes on the piano. You had to learn chording. And so if you're at a party and there's a piano and you want Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, hey, I'm there. I can do that. I enjoyed teaching kindergarten. I love young children. But after 12 years, I reached the point I said, I cannot wipe another nose or tie another shoe, nor living in the great Northeast or in the cold climates. Back then, children used to have boots that you wore all on top of your shoes. And many times the boots were smaller than the shoes. So sometimes they had plastic bread bags that would fit over the shoe, getting boots off and on, children in kindergarten. Oh, my soul. So after 12 years of teaching kindergarten, I said, it's time for me to move up. So the next 24 years, I either taught first, second, or third grade. I taught fourth grade 1 year, and they were too old. I didn't care for fourth graders at all. So those are basically my kindergarten memories. Even now, I retired 19 years ago. I still dream about school. Just this morning, I watched a YouTube video on setting up a classroom at the beginning of the year, because that was my life for a long time, and I still it's in my blood, you know. I just enjoyed watching this teacher stapling up her little curtains and putting up her little decorations this morning on YouTube. And I thought, why am I watching this? And I'm watching it because I enjoyed it. So, as I say, cherish your memories and pass them on. Have a wonderful day. And as you're getting children and grandchildren off to school, I wish safe, productive, happy school years for everyone involved. Have a wonderful day. Cherish your memories and pass them on.